From the high desert southwest and an indiscreet shave den located in the deep recesses of Ouch's basement, broadcasting north from McMurdo Sound to Ice Station Zebra and east and west across all time zones to our members throughout the world, this is Badger and Blade Radio. Well, Badger and Blade members, we have a special treat for you today. As most of you know, the Gold Dollar Modification Contest has been going on for quite some time. And yes, we finally have a winner, and we're very happy to have that winner with us today here on Badger and Blade Radio. You may know him as Jay Lindy or John on the forums. John, how are you today?
Oh, pretty good. How are you doing?
I'm doing fantastic for a Sunday, and we certainly appreciate you spending some time with us. First and foremost, we'd like to congratulate you on the 2016 Gold Dollar Modification win. As you know, as well as most of us do, there was quite a bit of competition this year, and it was pretty tough, so it was nice that you came out on top. Now, was the razor that you modified, was it indeed a Gold Dollar razor?
Oh, yeah. An eBay $5 Gold Dollar.
Well, what do you think? What do you think lends these razors, both the Gold Dollar and the ZY razors, for these type of modifications?
Oh, mostly the price tag. At $5, if you muck one up, no big deal.
Now, do you find that they're hard to work with, or can you pretty much put the designs that you have in your head into actual practice?
Oh, actually, it's not all that hard to take what's in your head and scarf it out of the steel.
What type of difficulties did you find while doing this one this year?
Oh, just not really all that many difficulties. Rounding up some of the right tools. You know?
Now, is this something that you do professionally as far as fabrication, or is this more of just a hobby to you?
Yeah, this is just a hobby for me. I did this razor basically on a 8-inch drill press.
Wow, that's pretty neat. Now, obviously, you had some competition. What did you think of the other competitors' entries this year?
Well, I thought they did a fantastic job. The competition was really tight.
Were you surprised when you finally came out the winner?
Yeah, I was.
Now, what will be done with the razor now? Is this something you will keep and shave with, or do you have other plans for it?
Oh, I have other plans for it. It's going to be offered up for the Sioux auction this fall.
Oh, that'll be fantastic. And for those of you that are new that may not know, the Sue Mohr Memorial Auction happens every October on badgerandblade.com, so you'll be able to bid on this razor and also help out the fight for breast cancer as well. Now, another question for you, John. How long have you been a member of Badger and Blade?
Let's see. That is a good question. I think my join date was like in 2010.
And what do you find that you like the most about Badger and Blade, and what makes it different than any other forum on the internet?
Just the atmosphere of the community. A lot of other places take themselves way too seriously.
Well, and I think that, you and I have had interactions and, with Enablement Center and stuff like that we have fun with. And the one thing I'll say as the winner of the Gold Dollar Modification Contest is that your razor just jumped out. I mean, the lines, the form, and while we're speaking, the members have been looking at the build process that you did as well as the final product. And I've just got to say, it really is truly a pure work of art.
Well, thank you a lot there on that, Dave. A little humbled. I don't know what to say.
Well, that's okay. I mean, your razor and its creation speaks for itself. Now, do you have any final thoughts, and are you looking forward to the 2017 Gold Dollar Modification Contest?
Oh, yeah. Looking forward to that. And all I got to say is they better bring their A game.
Well, with not giving off too much, there you go, folks. The gauntlet has been set by John J. Lindy on the 2017 Gold Dollar Modification Contest. Well, once again, John, thank you so very much for spending some quick time with us here on Badger and Blade Radio. Again, congratulations on the 2016 win, and I think that you'll have quite a number of people bidding on that razor in the Mohr auction, so we certainly thank you.
Well, I hope so. And thanks for having me.
You bet. Once again, thanks to Jay Lindy for that fantastic interview, being able to watch the process of the razor going from a standard gold dollar to the 2016 winner. We'd also like to thank all the entrants and participants of this year's contest, as well as Ronnie Alpster, one of the stewards in the Straight Razor Forum, for coordinating. Some news and events around BadgerandBlade.com. The Straight Razor Pass Around box is in full swing. We'd like to thank Doc47 for coordinating this, along with all the gents over on the Straight Razor Forum. So if you've never tried a straight razor and would like to, this is your chance. It's bingo time again over in the clubs and brotherhoods. The 3BSC will be starting another bingo game in patiently waiting for the next official game. The only requirements are that you have played one of the previous official games. We'd like to congratulate Fishman7 for winning the starter kit pith and welcome all new members, and please don't forget to go to the Hall of Fame to introduce yourself. There are a variety of other piffs on the forum, so please check them out. Also, Arrow Border 89 and D. Dillis were the winners of the Tom Ford giveaway for that nice bottle of Grey Vetiver. You will like it. Check out and join Edgar in the Safety Razor Forum for all your DE and SE needs. There is a new pen piff in the nib, so check that out. Also, the Aftershave Pass Round is underway, so you can keep an eye on that in the Aftershaves Forum. Thank you to KJ for setting that up. Also, over in the mess hall, Aaron and the boys will be having another August cookout, and this month it will be seafood or vegetarian. So if you're a good cook of each or just like to look at good food and drool, make sure you head on over to the mess hall. The July contest over in the dark room was abstract. They should be picking a winner shortly, so please check that out. Plenty of good stuff on the buy, sell, trade, and the marketplace. And don't forget, the Mohr auction will be coming in October, and that'll be here quicker than you can think. So if you are interested in donating or would like to find out a little bit more, just contact a team member. After the break, we will have our first moderator spotlight with Dane, the Ford father. Stay tuned, we'll be right back.
Means quality, said the captain to the bosun. So ask for the package with the ship that sails the ocean. Yo-ho, yo-ho.
Here's a fellow who looks and feels like the top of the morning. That's because he's starting his day the Old Spice way. Old Spice Aftershave Lotion. The happiest ending a shave ever had. And it's good for your skin. Makes your face wake up. Tingles it to a clean, fresh feeling. Fresh as the spray of the surf. And you'll really like that good, tangy Old Spice scent. Bright and bracing as an ocean breeze. Now, what does all this luxury cost? Just $1. And never did $1 bring you so much. So add spice to your life. Get Old Spice Aftershave Lotion by Schulten. Just one of many famous Old Spice grooming aids for men. That's Old Spice Aftershave Lotion from the laboratories of Schulten.
Welcome back to Badger and Blade Radio, and we're very excited, as we hope you are too, for our very first moderator spotlight, and the only moderator that has a determiner in front of his name. Welcome, Ford Father. How are you today?
I'm good, Skyside. How are you doing?
I'm doing very, very well. I know that this will be an interesting interview all the way through, but to get a little bit of a basics, how did you get involved with traditional wet shaving in the first place?
Oh, how much time do we have for this broadcast?
As much as you need.
Well, all right. Let's see here. It was December 2013. The warden, who is my lovely wife of 20 years, and I were on a vacation to Playa del Carmen, Mexico. And up until that point, I had been a religious electric razor user, and I didn't have room in the vacation bags for it. So we're down there vacationing, and started getting some real nasty growth, and I decided to use one of the disposable razors that the resort had, the complimentary razors.
Mm-hmm.
So I lathered up with some gel that they had and used the old Bic. And when I was done, I started masturbating. I didn't even know at the time that that's what it was called, but I just liked how my cheeks felt, that nice, smooth, soft feeling. So when we got back to the States, when we got home, and I had some decent internet connection, I started researching the wet shaving, because it felt right, it felt good. And I stumbled into vintage Gillettes. I stumbled onto Badger and Blade, and immediately got hooked on open comb razors. Got hooked on some of the old single edges. I think the first one I found in the wild was an auto strop. And so I used that a couple of times, and it was rough. I had the nice feather blades for them, but it was still rough. So then I worked my way into, let's see, what was the next one? It was probably one of the news. I can't remember whether it was a long comb or a short comb. But I stuck with those for probably 6 or 8 months. Always heading out to the antique stores, looking for more, visiting the site every day, reading up on everything I could find as far as soaps and brushes and technique, and just immersing myself in it. Finally ended up with a straight razor. I found it at an antique store. It was a Wade & Butcher 8.8. It was in hideous shape. I decided to give a shot at razor restoring. So I got it all fixed up. Couldn't put an edge on it, though. Didn't have any stones. So I sent it out to get it honed. And it came back, and I tried it once, and I realized that straight shaving was not for me.
Well, it's funny. I know that razor because I know whom you gave it to, and it was given to me to play with, and that thing is a beast.
Yeah, I finally ended up trading that Wade & Butcher to Imitaber for a 1934 Gillette Aristocrat, the first twist to open comb.
So that's how it happened.
That's how I ended up with the 34 Crat. And if anybody follows my Badger and Blades razor vacation thread, that is the razor that shows up the most in there, that gets his picture taken in front of Mount Rushmore, in front of Wild Bison. The last trip he was on was to Glacier National Park. That is probably my most prized possession in the world. If I ever lost that razor, I'd probably throw myself in front of a train, because for me, the shave is amazing. I just can't get enough of that razor.
Well, you're the one that actually between you and Imitaber, I think that was when my quest started, because I had just joined the forum a couple months back, and that was what started my quest on the 15. And it was a long quest, but it was every bit as worth it as you're saying it is, because that's, if you've noticed on your thread, when I take my razor on vacation, that's exactly the one I take. And that leads me kind of into my next question. What is it about the forum that you enjoy the most?
I like the conversation. I like the friendliness. I like the willingness that everybody has to jump in and help out, somebody that's got questions. Really, there's nothing I don't like about the forum. We've got areas suited to any sort of interest. Well, I shouldn't say any sort of interest, but anything gentlemanly, we've got it, and we're constantly looking at adding new stuff. There's been suggestions recently for art and poetry, coin collecting. A lot of what we add, the fun stuff that we do, is based on member input. We generally don't add a forum until we see a lot of the guys talking about it. And I don't know that there's a whole lot left that we won't be able to cover. But there's not a single part of the forum that I don't enjoy, just because of the fact we've always got some conversation going on. We've got piffs going on everywhere. Need I say, we've got a game going on in different parts of the forum. I don't want to take credit for that, but hopefully a few of the guys are enjoying the B&B bingo. We've got fun stuff going on during the summer. The Vez has got his I Miss Christmas event going on. We've got Mr. Bingo during Christmas. Probably the first place I recall meeting you, Dave, was Mr. Bingo.
It was in the infamous 2014 mail debacle where my package decided that it was going to go on a long trip around the United States.
Yeah, I think that package probably logged 20 or 30,000 miles between Utah and Colorado, back and forth and back and forth. I'm glad you finally got that package, though.
Well, and that's the neat thing about it, and that kind of leads me into this, and hopefully you won't get too embarrassed. But as probably, in my opinion, one of the most successful stewards that I've seen in the almost 3 years I've been there, you were very instrumental in coming up with ideas that I believe were towing the edge of how is that going to work on a shaving forum. For instance, the bingo. And what was the onus behind doing that, knowing that we're a wet shaving forum? And also, as a follow-up, how has been the transition from steward to moderator?
Well, the ideas, I guess, just come to me. One day I was driving around at work and thinking of something fun that we could do with the forum, and bingo just popped into my head. It took me probably a week to get everything figured out and nailed down. And I came up with this idea probably a month before I had been invited to become steward. And it just floating in my head for a month. So when I made steward, I brought it up, and they were like, the mods were thinking, yeah, if you can make it work, that's great. They'd ask me a question about, well, how's this part going to work? How's that part going to work? What do you do here? What do you do there? And I almost started the first game on the side some of the mods and stews to play. But I just knew in my heart it was going to work. The thing I missed most about being steward is bringing those ideas to the forum. Coming up with something new to do. Running a new review through the shaving cream forum or the soaps forum. At this point now, transitioning into moderator, I guess I get to pass that stuff off if I want. If I come up with a good idea, I get to pass it off to one of the stews and let them run with it. Let them get some of the glory. I had to give up the bingo, which kind of broke my heart a little bit when I accepted the mod position. Left it in good hands of the Vez, I think. I'm hoping everything seems to be going good so far. But now I kind of get to sit back and watch my ideas grow. Help some of the stews with their own ideas. Plant seeds here and there. Guide the growth of the forum, which really I wasn't sure how I was going to like it. Turns out I enjoy it almost as much as I enjoy being steward. Watching the forum grow, seeing where everything's going, watching the enthusiasm level with the members. The transition was personal in nature. The difficulty level wasn't, there's no difference in the difficulty level, really. It was just a personal change I had to make, just kind of sit back and watch what was going on versus trying to make, stuff happen in the different forums. Kind of a growth period in my life, I guess.
Sure. Well, and some of the things that you brought forth and mentioning KJ again, as far as, taking the reins and running with it, and plus the bingo spawned, a club that we started, the 3BSC, which is kind of the interim between the big forum games. And bingo has really, really jumped off the edge here. And it's one of the most, I think people look forward to it more than anything. And that, and that's got to make you feel good, because it's a testament to an idea that most people thought, well, is this going to work? Is it not going to work? And I know that, like with the radio show, that was another, shot in the dark, saying, how are we going to make a radio show, which is actually video, that's going to be on a forum to people to listen to? And I went through the same type of thing. Well, if we can try it and see if it works and go from there. But I know with the new ideas also come ideas that don't necessarily go over well. I know that you and I had really put a lot of time and effort into the 2016 election type fun, and that kind of crashed and burned. But hey, what the heck, we tried, right?
Yeah, the 2016 shaving election. A lot of members haven't heard about this. Dave and I were going to run a series of debates on the forum, and we'd have 3 candidates, and each one would kind of espouse their shaving philosophies. I didn't personally, at the time that we were discussing that, have a whole lot of time to devote to it. So I kind of asked around to see if anybody else liked the idea or wanted to help us out, and they just kind of withered on the vine. And to be honest, I'm kind of glad that we didn't. We had enough on our plates that we really didn't need that headache either.
Well, and obviously, not to get into that, but with the environment the way it is, it could have become a real handful for that. But what would you like the members to know about what it is that you moderators do behind the scenes?
Oh, well, I'm not sure what I can tell you and what I can't tell you. No, I'm joking. As moderators, we basically just try to keep an eye on what's going on inside the forum. We take feedback from members, from stewards, from the owners of the site, Nick and Joel, and we try and craft the best shaving forum that we can craft. Hopefully we've done a good job. Hopefully everybody appreciates what we do. There are some less than savory aspects to the job when it comes to member conflict. I mean, it's not the funnest part of the job. Without a doubt, not the funnest part of the job. We're just trying to steer the ship. We're trying to look forward, see if there's going to be any obstacles in the way that we need to steer around. We try and keep an eye on the past to see what everybody enjoyed, what worked well in the forum. We just try to keep it rolling. We try to make sure that everybody gets their needs met and everybody keeps coming back and enjoying the great forum that Badger and Blade is.
Well, you know, and I don't think a lot of members, unless they've been involved in forums for quite a while, realize how tough of a job it can be. It can be very rewarding, I'm sure, but when you do have to get into that situation where there may be a member conflict or something that it's not part of the terms of usage or whatever the case may be, that's when it can be a little bit tough. But I can tell you from experience that I have on other forums, not just shaving forums, but in general, I have not seen a forum that runs so efficiently. Yes, there are rules, but it runs efficiently, and everyone that I've come across, for the most part, has been very gentlemanly. They want to help out, and that's a testament to not only the owners, obviously, and their vision, but the people that they pick to be the actual moderators. Would you agree with that?
I would agree with that, and I don't want to give anybody the impression that we've got a lot of member conflict or member issues. It is extremely low on the list of things that we do. A lot of stuff that we do are requests from users. I messed up on this thread. Could you edit this for me? Yeah, sure, not a problem. Where do I find this information? Who do I talk to about my questions concerning honing? Well, go here, go there. One of the biggest issues we have is I think I posted my thread in the wrong forum. Okay, we can handle that for you, not a problem. That's probably where we spend a lot of our time is member interaction, helping them out when they need it. Scanning threads to see if we can jump in and add any input to the conversation. We're kind of like stewards. We just have a few more tools that we can use to help the thread move along a little better.
Well, and I think that the for lack of a better term, the outline or the critical path, for lack of a better term, on how it works with moderator and stew is what makes things perfect, because we as stewards, trying to keep things fun and lively and everything else, we need direction too, and it's nice to have people that we can go to for those items. And do you have any final thoughts and comments to the members?
Oh, let's see. Final thoughts and comments to the members. I just hope that everybody is enjoying the forum. I appreciate hearing from members that the time they spend at B&B is the best time that they've ever spent on the internet. It always warms my heart when I see a post where somebody says that I've been to other forums and I always come back to this one because of the good time that we have here because of the friendly nature, the gentlemanly attitudes, all the information that we've got. I just like seeing that. It warms my heart to know that I was a part of that. It's a good feeling, I guess. Kind of just like helping people if I can.
Yeah, it's. I have gotten things from being a steward that I never in a billion years would have imagined. As far as the same type of feelings, when you have somebody comment on a thread that you've started, and then all of a sudden it explodes into, a thread that's been going on for a couple of years, and it's still lively and fresh. Well, Ford Father, on behalf of the members of Badger Blade, we thank you for what you do, as we do all the moderators and stewards, and we appreciate you taking time out of your day to spend some time, because there is a little bit of a, for lack of a better term, a secrecy cloak on the moderators, and I think that this will really give an insight to the members on how hard you guys work, and how all the pieces of the puzzle behind the scenes work between the moderators, the stewards, and the members. So we'd really like to say thank you for spending this time with us.
My pleasure, Dave, and we'll be seeing you around the forum.
Fantastic. Thanks again. Well, that brings another episode of Badger and Blade Radio to a close, and as always, we'd like to thank the moderators and the stewards for all the hard work they do for the members each and every day. We'd like to thank the administrators and owners of BadgerandBlade.com for bringing us this wonderful site, and most importantly to you, the members of BadgerandBlade.com, as you are the lifeblood of the forum. Lots of good stuff coming up on future episodes, including more mod and steward spotlights, member spotlights, news and events around BadgerandBlade.com, and much, much more. As always, please don't forget to comment in our thread section in the video library. We certainly do appreciate that. As well as if you have any show ideas, please let one of the team members know. And also, don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube page. I've been your host, Skyside, and we'll see you on the next episode of Badger and Blade Radio.